Google is under serious threat. Perplexity AI, led by exciting new entrepreneur Arvind Srinivas, is a bold newcomer in the AI space, and it's poised to shake up the market in ways that we have never seen before. So how could this relatively unknown upstart possibly take down the Goliath of search? In this video, we're going to dive into how Perplexity AI might just destroy Google search as we know it. We're going to look at founder Arvind Srinivas, the strengths of Perplexity, the system that it uses, and why it's different, the new paradigm of AI search, what Google is doing wrong in terms of its ideology and its culture, and finally, we're going to take a look at what the future holds for this massive global market. So buckle up. Let me introduce you to the man taking on Google, Arvind Srinivas. He's no ordinary CEO. He is a former Google insider who used to work there and knows the search giant's playbook inside out. Arvind launched Perplexity just 3 months before ChatGPT burst onto the scene. And since then, his creation has flown like a rocket, riding the wave of AI innovation. With heavyweights like Nvidia and Andre Karpathy backing him, Arvind isn't just challenging Google, he's aiming to rewrite the entire search paradigm. So why should Google be worried? Let's break it down. Well, first, Perplexity is growing fast. Just last month, it answered 250 million questions. That compares to 500 million for the whole of last year. That's a spectacular rate of growth. They closed $250 million in funding at the beginning of the year and have grown 7-fold since then. So what's so different? Well, the Perplexity model uses a type of AI called RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. So this is where Perplexity really flexes its muscles. But don't let the techie name fool you. This really is a game changer. While old school search engines are stuck showing you a list of links, Perplexity's RAG digs deep, pulling the best, most relevant information from across the web and crafting it into a response that's both smart and spot on. The way it works is essentially a smart mix of large language model quality responses with its own search engine ranking system. It's blending the best of search and AI. And this process is essentially solving one of AI's biggest challenges, which is hallucination. It's referencing everything it says in the same way that a scientist does on their academic papers. This means that you can trust what Perplexity gives you much more than you can from a foundation model like GPT-4, for example, on its own. And so this is what the new paradigm of search is going to be all about. The real shift and the dawn of the new age of search is really going to be about moving away from the keyword searches of the past into a world where the engine understands the full context of whatever it is that you're asking about. This means smarter, more relevant, more intuitive answers to your questions, which will eventually be like having a conversation with the internet. So where is Google going wrong in all this? You would have thought that Google would be way ahead of Perplexity on all of this stuff that we've just been speaking about. Well, unfortunately, they aren't. And if you ask me, Perplexity is the product that Google should have built, and yet they haven't. Why is that? Google's latest launch, Gemini, was supposed to be their big play in the AI game. But instead of wowing users, it simply caused outrage and confusion. And the reason was a deeper problem within Google that was causing its AI to go off the rails. From reimagining America's founding fathers as Black women to showing Asian men as Greek warriors, Gemini seemed to have a political or ideological agenda built in, and this compromised accuracy. This isn't just a technical glitch, it's symptomatic of a much broader problem at Google. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with being in favor of opening up equal opportunities for everybody. But it seems that this agenda within Google has been pushed at the expense of accuracy, and that is going to damage trust. The company's focus on ideological representation began to interfere with its ability to produce accurate and user-friendly products. Google's leadership had to respond quickly to the backlash, and paused the image generation feature of Gemini to address the issue. Some former Google employees have pointed out that the company's increasing emphasis on DEI initiatives has led to an environment where product quality takes a back seat to meeting ideological objectives. On top of all of this, Google has also fallen foul of the authorities in the USA, with a judge ruling that the company violated an anti-monopoly law. This means that the giant could well be broken up and could have its dominant position in the industry threatened by other upstarts, not just Perplexity, but companies like DuckDuckGo, for example, are building search products that they believe have been unfairly held back by Google's dominating and domineering position. Perplexity's approach is just much more straightforward. It's all about accuracy. They provide well-sourced answers without this layer of filtering, and so they give users a better product. So what does the future hold? Well, with $250 million of funding secured at the beginning of this year, and with user numbers going through the roof, Perplexity isn't just here to stay, it's here to dominate. Meanwhile, Google might still be the giant of search, but it's starting to look more like a giant stumbling in its own shadow, with court cases mounting up and cultural problems affecting the quality of their AI products. Now may well be the time for a bright young competitor to really challenge them. And Perplexity is charging full steam ahead. Now, if you're still watching, that means you are one of my most engaged viewers. So as always, I'd just like to take a moment to thank you for sticking around with me. Thank you for clicking that link and for watching the whole video. People that watch all of the content are the most important to me because you're telling the algorithm that you like what you see. So if you get a sec, I would love it if you could hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment, that would be awesome, and share it with your friends. And of course, if you're one of the many people that's watched several of my videos and hasn't yet subscribed, I would be honored if you would take a moment to consider doing so. I'll see you next time.